So you can see we've gotten all of these flushometers and valves and stuff installed for these toilets, or urinals and toilets. But this one right here, it ended up that the center of the spud and where this thing comes out of the wall were too close. But thankfully they actually make a kit that transitions this over a little bit so we can still get everything installed. Because obviously in order to move this pipe over at this point would be really sad, because we'd have to chisel out the wall and cut everything open and get back in there. So it's nice that they actually have this. Here's the kit that we're talking about. They send just a tube, and then the vacuum breaker part that's normally attached directly to the tube is instead threaded, and they send a little nut that goes up on it. So all we got to do is measure our height just like it's a normal piece, and cut it off and then attach it, and it'll be good to go. So that is a thing that they make in case you run into the same situation that we did here.
In case your master plumber messes up.
Well, it happens. You can do like a ton of measuring and get all of them perfect, but just in case there's that one.
Something moved.
Something moved at some point. Sometimes you can get stuff strapped, and then, you know, when the holes get cut in the tile and then, oh, it doesn't line up quite right, we'll just push the pipe over a bit, right? That could be what happened. So there it is, with it trimmed down to size and, you know, just hand tighten in place. This is the diaphragm. You gotta make sure that this little plastic thing is in place. Which thing were you talking about? Oh, this. It's like a spacer. And then the head goes on. Yeah, that bottom part is actually a ring that just tightens down on there. Once we get that tightened down, facing the right direction, there's this little tab on here that we yank out. And when you yank this out, you need to make sure that there's nothing like right in front of the urinal, so that the sensor can figure out what is there when there's nothing there, and then it'll know that there's, you know, when someone stands in front of it, then it'll realize that there's a difference and the sensor will go off. Otherwise, if you had a divider or something, if it was just a plain proximity sensor without that little learning feature, then it might just randomly flush all the time. So these ones we already did, but we put tape on them so they're not continually flushing, because we currently have an air test on this piece here. So it should be good to go to pull that out of there, right? Just pull it. So now, oh, wait, we turn the water on first? Here's the actual instructions. Yep, so we pull the sensor thing first, and then we'll stay out of the way for 90 seconds. All right. See the little dull red glow? So we just don't want to be in the way of that at all for the next 90 seconds. So now that thing is done doing its little think deal, you can actually open up this valve here. Alright, now we're going to let it flush once. We're going to press this. And see, that looks a little weak. And a little leak too, actually. So clearly we got to tighten up that one fitting there. We're going to do that first. Tighten this up a bit more and then get it adjusted properly.